They were having twins.
I don't think till later.
Right.
With Ron and Raj, I remember that Mom, we were, gosh, we were around 8 years old, seven, and I remember she said she had something exciting to tell us, and it was supper time, and she told me I had to eat my whole dinner before we got to hear what the news was.
Is that
And
when
I
you
was
threw
so
your meat
mad 'cause
behind the...
you know, when I was excited to hear some news, I didn't think that, I wasn't very hungry. So she actually tricked me into eating my whole dinner, and then told me that we were just going to get another set of twins, and I didn't think that that was a good, exciting thing. She did, but I didn't.
What did you think, Dad?
I don't know that it meant a whole lot one way or the other. We were so young. I mean, to a 7-year-old, you knew you were getting a brother or a sister.
I thought she was going to tell us we were going to go to the circus or something. She was going to take us swimming or something fun. And she just told us we were going to get, brothers or sisters. And I thought, well, shoot, I had to eat my whole dinner for that.
Well, what do you remember of them telling you about the day you were born? Anything?
Well, for me, I remember that they told me that when we came home from the hospital, they would wrap us up in the receiving blankets, and it took me like 2 seconds to wiggle my way out of it. That's one thing I remember they told me. Cliff was probably more relaxed about it than I was, but they told me it didn't take me long for me to get out of my blanket.
Well, I remember a story that one of our aunts or uncles, I think it might have been Aunt Lorraine, told.
She would tell, yeah.
Yeah. And she always, the story was that whenever you and I got passed around to the family, I would smile and laugh and coo, and that was just great. But when they passed you around, you'd cry and throw up on them.
She disappeared.
I guess she didn't like them.
I didn't want to hear about that.
Well, I do remember when we were kids, you always got the blue clothes, and I always had to have the red clothes. And one day I got sick and tired of it because blue is my favorite color. And I said, he always gets to have the blue. So then Mom finally let me have some blue
You're
stuff.
born.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday. You're born.
I was born. All right.
Thanks, Mom.
So anyway, I got to have blue finally after, probably 6 or 7 years of having red. I was really tired of it. And look now you're wearing a red mask.
Yeah, but it's reversible to blue.
You're pretty tricky, aren't you?
Well, it's my wife's fault.
What else?
What do you guys remember about growing up? What's a favorite memory?
Hamsters.
Hamsters?
Oh, don't talk about hamsters. That was an unhappy situation.
Yeah.
I can tell you about who was always in trouble and who always had a week's worth of dishes. And I was always being punished for my sassy mouth. And Cliff almost never had to do dishes because I always had them as a punishment,
Well,
because I couldn't be quiet.
That was a chore that we had. You washed one day and I dried, and the next day we reversed.
Yeah, but that was if I had behaved myself.
Yes, and until you misbehaved, and then you had to do them all by yourself, I think.
Yeah. What else?
Oh my.
What's your first memory?
I guess my first memory had to have been of the house that we lived in in Winthrop, even before Dr. Reef's house. Do you remember that? It was a greenhouse close to the ocean.
Yes, very close. We were, yeah, I do remember that. And we went to our first birthday party there. Do you remember that?
No?
A neighbor was having a birthday party for her kid, and you know, when the neighbor saw us twins, she thought she would invite us twins to the party too. So Mom took us to the party. I think that was our first party from that house. Yeah, put a bunch of butter on it. I have loads of memories of our childhood. We used to. Do you remember when we were at the Riggs farm and we were digging for treasure, and Libby got hit in the head with a hammer?
I have only a vague memory of that one.
Who hit her?